road Route 235, and it just kind of turns to dirt in the middle of the road. So you might have thought it was a paved road all the way, and you get to this point and you'd be out of luck. It's pretty well packed dirt. I'm not saying it's really hard, but there's ruts and gravel, and you might not want to do it on a road bike. I mean, you can make it through. I'm not saying it's, you couldn't do it, but it might not be fun. Anyway, so far so good. This should go by a nice lake a little further along. Hope I'll see what that's all about. Hope it looks good. Oh, that's shaking. Oh God. Oh boy. You don't want to do too many of those, I think. That's probably how they blew out their shocks on a long way around when they were in Mongolia or whatnot. Oh man, these are. It doesn't bother me, but I hope the bike's okay. This thing is getting slammed. Oof. This is an easy rindo to ride on. It's packed and there's not a lot of big rocks on the surface, but oh my God, there's huge chunks in the road, like probably from the treads of a bulldozer or something when it was muddy, and then those big ruts just harden, and the bike goes over them like a washboard. That can't be good for the suspension. Ooh. When there's a rindo heading off from your rindo, you know that that's going to be pretty small and out of the way. So I'm just sticking to the planned rindo for now. Maybe someday if I was on a group tour with people to get help, if I got in trouble and I had a smaller bike, I'd explore smaller rindos where you don't even know where they go, or if you can turn around if you get stuck or something. But I take a level of risk I feel comfortable with, and I feel comfortable on this rindo. If I dropped the bike, I could probably stand it back up. I'm not too far away from civilization. I think you can see there's some road signs right here. Technically, I am on a numbered road, but if I was in the middle of the forest on some kind of single track, maybe on a cliff in mud or something, and I couldn't get the bike up if it dropped, and maybe people couldn't get to me very easily, and I couldn't call for help. That would be a different level of risk, and I think I'd at least want to be in a group if I were in that kind of situation. Man, it's beautiful out here. Oh, here's some more divots. Charlie Borman of the Long Way Round team with Ewan McGregor, Charlie did his own show after they did Long Way Round, and then they did Long Way Down, where they went to Africa. That one wasn't as popular, wasn't as good, in my opinion. But then after that, Charlie kind of went his own way, and he started doing his own show. I forgot what it was called, like By Any Means Necessary or something, and he would just ride whatever means of transportation he could find. And then he did another show, I don't know if it was an episode of that or something completely different, where he went to Japan as part of what he was doing. And I heard about this, after it was already set, and I posted a message I found this cameraman, Claudio, on Twitter. So I managed to send Claudio a tweet somehow saying, hey, get me in touch with whoever's planning his itinerary, because we have a big riding community here in Japan, and we'll show him all the good roads and take him some out-of-the-way stuff. And I got in touch with the cameraman, and they said, sorry, he already knows what he wants to do, and it's too late in the day to be planning new stuff. And it turns out, I didn't see the whole show, but from what I heard about it, it was all on-road asphalt touring, and a lot of focus on, going to see custom bike builders and stuff like that. Kind of like, I don't want to say it was like Orange County Choppers, but, it seems like it was closer to that kind of spirit than to the spirit of Long Way Round. And I just think it's a shame, that he locked in his itinerary so early without really talking to anyone, apparently, who could have showed him, the real heart of Japan riding, in my opinion, which is getting out into the middle of nowhere, off the beaten path, as it were, off the paved roads at least, or even if you're on the paved roads, going up into the mountains, doing the toge and the skyline, doing those kind of roads. And instead of just looking at fancy bikes, I didn't see the whole show, so maybe he did go on a toge or something at one point, but, it seems to me like that wasn't the focus. Not going out into the middle of the woods and camping and, finding a road where you can see deer, and just being out in the middle of nature like he did on his other tour. So I think if he had had a chance to do that, he really would have liked it. So, Charlie, Ewan, if you're ever in Japan again, look us up, gaijinriders.com. We've got a big riding community there, and we'll put you on the right path. I used to ride, when I first started riding on big tours, I was kind of stupid, I'm probably still stupid, but I'm not stupid in the same way, because I've learned some things. And I used to ride without music and without earplugs, which was stupid because, I was losing my hearing from the wind rush and engine roar on these long tours, and I realized I needed to do something about it. I was having ringing in my ears after a big ride. So I started riding with earplugs. Luckily, I figured that out relatively early in the game. So I don't think I had any serious damage. I think I'm all right now. I always ride with I have earplugs in right now. I always wear earplugs. But for a while, before I switched to actual just earplugs, I was using noise-canceling earbuds headphones. And those work like earplugs because they seal out the outside noise. That's a little campsite there. They seal out the outside noise like an earplug, but while they're in your ear, they're pumping music in from your iPod or whatever you're listening to, and like an earphone. So I was using the Eddie-Monic, I forgot the number, it's like I6 or something. I think I go this way. And I would always listen to my iPod while I was riding. And a while ago, I don't know why, but I just stopped doing that. I guess maybe I left my iPod at home by mistake, or it was out of batteries, or whatever the reason was, I don't remember. But I started just using foam ear plugs that just go in your ear, and block out the noise, and you're not listening to music. And you can still hear stuff with foam earplugs. I hear myself talking right now, I hear the bike's engine, I hear things going on around me, but it's not at a level that's going to damage my hearing. Especially when you're just going on a long, look at this, here's the lake. Especially when you're just going on a long ride, the earplugs will prevent your hearing from getting damaged. And what I found is that I like the earplugs better than the iPod and the earphones, because I can just focus on what I'm doing and not be distracted by music. I think it's time for a picture. Anyway, that's another episode of Touring in Hokkaido. Thanks for joining us.